Hello guys, how are you? I hope you all are doing well in your house and I am also doing well and great as before. So guys, today in this video I have brought an amazing topic for you guys, that as you know that in last September Apple has released iOS 15 to the public, iOS 15 and iPadOS 15, and with iOS 15 Apple has released bunch of new features which were really helpful for us and which will really help us to connect with the people which live far away from us, and it will also help us to focus on our work and our studies. Secondly, Apple has released, like with the new features, Apple always release some new tips and tricks also, means that that there is always a new way to test that new feature, but we guys don't know that what are the new features or what are the new tips and tricks that we can use on the new software to make our phone more productive. So let's get started in this video, and today in this video I will tell you all the tips and tricks that we have in iOS 15 and iPadOS 15. Actually, we have total 50 tips to cover, but today in this video I will be covering only 10 tips, because if I cover all the 50 tips in one video, then you will get all confused and you can't even use them. So that's why I wanted to make it like a series. So this is the first episode of a series where I will be sharing you 10 tips and tricks of iOS 15, which will help you a lot and which will help you to make your iPhone more productive. So let's get started if you want to make your iPhone and iOS 15 more productive. So before starting off the video, I would like to make a huge request to all of you that please subscribe my channel, and secondly please press the bell icon next to it so that you will all be updated with the latest technologies from Apple. So if you have done that, let's get started. So first new feature, or we say first new tips and trick, is that where you can copy all the links from a tag group in Safari, where before, like in Safari, like where it is very difficult for us to copy the links and to share the link to the like to a favorite family members or our friends. But this year with the iOS 15, Apple has made it possible, where first you have to go to your Safari, then you have to click on the tab menu, and then from tab menu you will find an option called edit. When you click on the edit option, so there you will find in the circle ellipse that there is an option called copy link. So from there, when you will copy the link of a particular website, then from there you can paste that link anywhere in your phone, and you can also send that link to your family members or to your favorite friends if you want them to read that article or any of video. So it means like it's a very easy way to share the links among the people, or to paste the link in our iPhone so that we can remember, yes, that we have to read this article or we have to watch this video. Now move to the next feature, which is now in the iOS 15 we can also keep a lock on our PDF documents. Yes, it's possible, where it is very easy. You have to go in a Files app in your iPhone, then from the Files app you will click on my iPhone option. There, like if you're having any PDFs in your phone, so like when you will click on that PDF, there you will find an option called share button. So when you will click on that arrow share button, then there you will find an option called lock PDF. So when you will click on lock PDF, so it will ask you to like put some password, or you want to register that PDF with your Face ID or with your Touch ID, like depends upon which iPhone you are using. So it is a very great feature to keep a PDF very secure from the third persons for seeing it. So it's a great feature from Apple, and you also try it if you are a student, or if you are like if you work in an office and you carry all the PDFs in your smartphone and you don't want anyone to read those PDFs, so you can lock that PDF in your iPhone. Now next feature is that, like as you remember, like before telling that feature, I would like to make you aware that last year with the macOS Big Sur, Apple has redesigned its Safari. So like where in Safari we can add the new backgrounds into a Safari to like make it more productive and to make it more beautiful. So this year in the iOS 15 and iPadOS 15, Apple has released these features for iOS 2, where now it's possible in the iOS 15 to change the Safari wallpaper, where it's very easy. First you have to go in Safari, then you will see an option called edit. When you will click on edit, so you have to scroll down, and there you will see bunch of wallpapers from Apple. And suppose if you want to set your own custom wallpaper, so it is also possible, where you will find all the bunch of wallpapers. So there you will find an option of plus. When you click on that plus icon, so that will take you to your iPhone, and suppose if in your Photos app you are having your own photo, or you are having a background which you want, that I want to use this background in my Safari, so through that feature you can use that background or use that photo of your choice in the Safari, and that will be updated in your Safari background. So it's a very easy way to update a Safari with the latest wallpapers to make it more useful and to make it more beautiful and to make it more productive. So it's a very great feature from the app. Apple. Next we have feature for iPadOS, where iPadOS we have an app called Podcast. Like in iPhones also, in Mac also, we have an app called Podcast, where like suppose if you're a fan of podcast, or if you listen the podcast, so this year with the iPadOS 15, Apple has released bunch of new shortcuts. As you know that I'm having an iPad, but I'm not having an Apple like keyboard through which I can show you all the commands, but I can tell you some of them, where Apple has released some of the new keyboard shortcuts. Like such as, if I give you an example, where if you like, you can click command plus right arrow, like if you want to move in right direction, if you want to select some podcasts which are there in the right direction, so you can move without touching your cursor, without touching your screen, you can move with your keyboard. So it's a very great feature from Apple, that Apple has added new shortcuts for you guys. If you use iPad daily and you use your iPad as a main computer, as Apple says that iPad is your main computer, so if you use an iPad like that, so it's a very great feature for all of you. And if you use all the Apple iPad accessories, which are Apple Keyboard and Apple Pencil, so this feature will really help you to like use the podcast tab very effectively. Now next feature, which is a very great feature from Apple, or which is a very new tip from Apple, that like last year with the iOS 15, Apple has made changes in the home screen, where we can add the widgets and where we can rearrange our home screens, and we can change like the home screens as we want. But with this year iOS 15, Apple has updated more of its features, where with the iOS 15 now you can delete the home screens, and you can also rename them, or you can also change their directions. I mean to say that, like suppose if I'm having a 4 home screens created in my iPhone, and I want to delete, and suppose if I want to delete or hide any of the home screens, so I can do that easily, where you have to do a long press on your screen, then your all icons will float. Then you have to click on the 3 dots, or the dots which will be shown on your home screen. Then there you will find an option called tick, and you will also find an option to delete that. So if you delete that home screen, so that home screen will be deleted permanently and will not come back. And if you uncheck that option, so that home screen will be hidden and will not be shown on your main screen. So in this way you can rearrange your home screens, you can also rearrange your apps, you can rearrange your or you can delete your home screens that you don't want. So it will also save your battery, it will also save your iPhone's battery health. So it's a very great feature from Apple. Next we have custom text, where as you know that in iPhone we can increase the text size or we can decrease the text size. But suppose before this used to happen is that, like suppose if you are changing the text size of the iPhone, so that text size will change for all over the apps, all the home screens, all the apps which you use in an iPhone. But this year Apple has made changes in that, where suppose if I open the Notes app in my iPhone, and if I want to change the text size only of the Notes application, not of my iPhone. So this year Apple has made it possible, where you have to go in your control center and you have to long press on the AA text option. There you will find an option to decrease the text or to increase the text size, and beneath that you will find an option of that app and your iPhone. So like if you slide towards your iPhone, then the text size will change all over your iPhone. And suppose like if you slide that to particular app, so that in that particular app text size will change. So it's a very great feature for you guys. Suppose if you read a lot, or like if you read a lot of books, and if you read a lot of ebooks or e-magazines or e-papers, so it's a very great feature for you guys to increase the text size and to decrease the text size for a particular app. So it's a thumbs up for Apple. It's a very great feature for you guys, and we all should use that. Now next we have an option called where we can now drag the apps from a spotlight search to the home screen. Yes, like suppose if you search something in your spotlight in your iPhone, so like suppose you have searched for app called Twitter, and you want that suppose if you want to pin that Twitter app to your home screen, so it is possible. Firstly you have to swipe down, then you will enter into a spotlight search. There you have to search for a particular app, say Twitter. You have searched the name Twitter, and then it will show you the Twitter app. So what you have to do with that, you have to long press, you have to hold your finger on that app and keep a long press on it. So there you have to drag that app to your home screen, and it will automatically add that app to your home screen. So it's a great feature for you guys, that suppose if you want to add any apps from the spotlight search, so you can also do that on iOS 15 and secondly on the iPadOS 15 too. Next we have a feature called text magnifier, where suppose like in Safari or like in Google Chrome or in particular apps, like we used to read lot of things, and of particular Apple default Notes app, we like used to write lot of notes, we used to write lot of things in that. And suppose like if you want to zoom the text or like you want to magnify the text, so it's very possible. Like later I think we remember with iOS 13 Apple has removed that feature, but again Apple has introduced that feature with the iOS 15, and Apple has redesigned that feature, where what you have to do is that, like here I am taking example of Notes app. Like suppose if in Notes app I have written something and if I want to magnify the text, so what you have to do is that you have to keep a long press on that particular text, and then it will magnify your text and it will show you all the text that you have written. So it's a great thing, like if you want to magnify the text and you want to read that text properly, or like if you want to identify the errors that you have made while writing those notes. So it's a very great feature for that thing. And next, the great feature that we always wanted on in the iPad, that is multitasking feature. Before, multitasking was not that great in the iPadOS with the release of iPadOS 13, but with the iPadOS 15 Apple has made it really great. Where suppose now in iPadOS 15 you get a 3 dots in the upper side of your iPad screen. There you will see a 3 dots. When you click on 3 dots, you will find 3 options, where like suppose we want to do multitasking on left hand side or right hand side. Suppose in my iPad I have opened a YouTube app. Now when I click on 3 dots, I will suppose if I click on the option move left, so when I will click on that, so my YouTube app means my YouTube screen will move left, and from there I can choose any another app which I have to open besides that YouTube's home screen. So what I do is, so like suppose if I click Twitter on that, so besides the YouTube screen, my Twitter app will also open, so I can work simultaneously on both the apps. So it's a very great multitasking feature for iPad. And suppose if you have all the iPad accessories, suppose Smart Keyboard Folio which has trackpad also with built-in, you have Apple Pencil, so it's a very great feature for you to like to switch between the apps and to work on multiple apps together. So it's a very great feature from Apple, and we always wanted a feature in the iPad. So like slowly Apple is trying to make its iPad to replace the computers. So I think that in future, if Apple will keep releasing all these type of features, so in future maybe iPad can replace all the laptops, all the MacBooks in the future. Apple will remove all the lineup of MacBooks and will keep the iPad as their main lineup. Last feature is also shelf view, where the shelf view shows all the screens that you open of a particular app. Suppose if I open a Safari, in that Safari I open many websites, and if I want to see that like which websites I have opened, so with the shelf view it will show me all the websites that I have opened in my Safari. And secondly, like this used to happen in the Mac OS, like suppose if you right click on any app, so you will find an option called open recent. So like when you click on that option, so it shows you all the recent windows that you have opened of that application in a shelf view. So that same feature Apple has brought to the iPad too. So that same feature will work in iPad. So like suppose it will help you to know that which of the screens you have opened of a particular app, and you can use them simultaneously as you want. So it's a very great feature. So these are the great 10 features or tips and tricks that Apple has brought to iOS 15 and iPadOS 15. And believe me, if you will start using these features, so you will make your iPhone or iPad really productive, and you will know that why Apple has released these new features. Because all these new features, I think that Apple bring in their iOS and iPadOS very late, because they test this new feature and they always try to bring something new out of the box. So that's why all these features like come very late. Like suppose the features that we demand to Apple, so those features come late because Apple tests those features first and try to bring something new out of that. So I hope that you guys like this video, and if you like this video, then please share this video to your friends and families, and so that they can also get to know all these features of the iOS and iPadOS. And subscribe to my channel, because I will be bringing more videos in this series, so that you never miss a single video. So bye guys, I will meet you in the next weekend. Bye bye, take care.